Hey everybody, happy Tuesday evening. Yes, uh, it's May 17th, 2023, and I am officially entering my summer hiatus for saw repairs as of effective right now. So I always get a few panicked emails. Hey, we talked about. Yep, if we've connected and I've agreed to work on something, get it in the mail now. Please get it here so that I can get it done, get it back to you. Uh, Obviously, anything that's already here that I'm working on, like Bill's 750, we're like that close. And I've got the XL1 airing out. And that's all that's here right now. So, I've got summer on the mind. Got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff I want to do. Unlike, before I go into all that though, unlike years past, I'm not going to give a date when I'm going to start repairs again, and there's a good reason for that. I think we're going to be moving, and I cannot begin to do saw repairs and prepare for a move. We've been in this house for 19 years. I have a lot of myself to uncustomize in this garage and make it look like a garage again and not a home light saw den. Yeah, just a ton of work to do. A ton of work to do. So I'm going to be straight up honest right now. I think for 2023, I'm done. We'll see. We'll see how things progress. At the end of the summer, I should know a little bit more. If there's an opportunity to do some repairs in fall, I will. Please don't bank on it. Let's say that for the next 6 to 8 months, no repairs. So, for those of you that don't follow my channel, this is where you sign off and say, okay, well, that was a waste of my time. And yep, sorry, it probably was. So what the gig is, for you folks who've been following me for a while, we're going to buy my mother-in-law's house over in Medford. That's 15 minutes from here. It'll line up with the school district situation that we're trying to play around with and keep all that. That's all dialed in, but living in Phoenix and having the kids in school in Medford is going to get a lot more difficult. My mother-in-law is moving back to Bend, and she was on that side of town, which kind of has helped us out a lot. So not having that asset, that resource, her help, yeah, it's going to fall, a lot of it will fall to my wife, because I work to the south, that stuff's up to the north. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's up. And her place, Ruth's place, the house is much newer than this one. I could give a shit less about that. It's funny, the kids are really excited. I mean, it's something new. They're going to miss this place. They don't know it yet, but they will. But it's something new, so they're excited about that, and they keep asking me, like, oh, are you excited? No, I don't want to go there. I'm honest, I don't want to live there. It's... I like what we've built here. I've got most of the fruit trees I wanted years ago are mature, producing. I've got the garden plot. This garage is set up. I mean, I'm a creature of habit, so I have no desire to go there. But at the same time, a family isn't about making decisions that one person, you know what I mean? So I know full well this is going to be better for the kids, be better for my wife. So we're going to do it. It's that simple. It's going to take some work, though. Like I say, this place, we need to whip it into shape. I need to remove all the evidence of doing this here, because, it freaks people out, especially the younger generation. Anyway, I need to clean up everything that I've got around here. I'm going to probably have to get a second storage unit. We've got painting to do on the inside to take our personality out. You got to prep a place. Flooring that the bit of carpet that's left that the kids destroyed. We'll need to get that replaced. Need to do some updates in the kids' bathroom. The pink tub and pink sink probably aren't a selling feature these days. So, yeah, I intend to hit that this summer. In terms of prepping the mother-in-law's place, we can't really start that while she's here, but one of the things I've got to do, she's got a small shed in the backyard. Hell, that thing might be a 10 by 10. Super small. Super small. Not useful for me at all, especially because the floor's rotted out. I repaired it once, and I did as quality a repair as she wanted to spend on materials. And I'll leave it at that. I will be tearing that shed down. In Oregon, you can build, and maybe other places too, you can build a backyard shed up to 200 square feet without any permitting or any of that bullshit. So that's what I'm looking at, is a 12 by 16, which I believe the math comes out to, what, a 192? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to need to do that. I haven't decided if I'll buy a kit, or just do it myself. I know the most economical would be to just do it myself. I mean, you can get those plans anywhere. It's not hard. Time, that's an issue. So we'll see. We will see. But that's kind of what's cooking. That's what's driving the longer extended absence. We've got just for the summer. I want to get out and enjoy it again. We spent this past Saturday out on Lost Creek Lake. I'll drop a picture in there, a couple of pictures maybe. Took my my dad's boat out. That I don't know if I've told that story or not. He's had a 2007 smoker craft. That's if you live on the West Coast, you'd know what it is. It's an aluminum weld boat. Pretty nice one. 60 horse Merc, 4-cylinder, 4-stroke EFI. Beautiful. I mean, he took care of that better than he took care of literally any other thing he had, including his truck. That thing, every time it went out, that boat came back, was hosed off, washed off, hand towel dried, and half the time waxed. I mean, he took damn good care of it. I think it was about a month before he passed away. I mean, handwriting was kind of on the wall, and we were just talking in the living room one day. He's like, "Oh, I better do something with that boat." I'm like, "Oh, yeah? Yeah, you want it? Well, yeah, I'll buy it from you." He's like, "All right, I'll sell it to you for $5. And of course, I chuckled a little bit and started to say something, and he reared up and he's like, "Nah, fuck that." My dad was kind of coarse like me. Pardon the language, but it's part of the story. He's like, "That boat's worth a lot more than that. I want $6." Sense of humor. So, yeah. That was 2020. That would have been 2020. 2021, of course, was a lost year because of COVID and everything else. We took it to the coast once and didn't take it out again until I could get it fixed. Damn motor cut out, wouldn't restart. We're crabbing in the bay. Thank God it was an incoming tide, because you know what? I realized just how unprepared that it was. I wasn't prepared, and the boat itself wasn't set up to handle that. So, I mean, now there's no more trolling motor with its own battery. I mean, you know, that kind of stupid shit that I should have never taken it out, but that thing had always run flawlessly. It's probably got, if that motor has 60 hours on it, I'd honestly be shocked. But anyway, we took that out on Lost Creek Lake. Got it repaired earlier this spring. It was a very simple repair, thankfully, not very expensive. Oh, and she ran like a dream. It was nice. Real fun. We want to do more of that this summer. We got some camping. We're going to Lake of the Woods. Cascade Lake, 5,200 feet, doing that Memorial Day. 4th of July, we're heading up to a spot off the North Umpqua. Beautiful little BLM campground. That would be Bureau of Land Management, for folks that aren't aware that that acronym was used for Bureau of Land Management long before anything else. Whatever. Then we're going to head to that lake in Central Oregon that my dad and I used to always go to, way out in the Ochocos. Spend a week over there. That's at the end of July. And August, we're heading over to the coast for, I think, 4 nights, and be the worst hot weather we get. We'll be over there for a little bit, and that'll be nice. And a few other sprinkled in here and there. There's a couple lakes around here that have boat-in campsites. And I actually think if we were just doing a night or two, I could pack all the crap I need to in the bow of that boat. And it'd be fun. Kids are, they're still at the age where they enjoy camping, but I mean, Lily's 11 and a half. I know where this is headed. So, got to take advantage of it while we can. So I'll quit rambling. Just to recap, it's effective today. If you and I don't already have an agreement in place and you're like this close to shipping it, we're done. I just can't take anything else on. So, and that's indefinite. I'm going to say through the end of 2023 for the purposes of this video. If we have to go longer than that, I will do a new video. But that doesn't mean there won't be some new content, because there will. Caitlin, my youngest, you've seen her on camera before if you follow the channel at all. She's really taken an interest in this, and in the last 6 months, she's really been like, hey, I want to learn how to build a saw, and I want to help with shipping. So without fail, we're at May 17th. Every night that I have done shipping in May, she's been right there. And I've showed her the screwed up numbering system I have for boxes and all the exceptions I have that I've made to the various quote-unquote rules, because it's evolved over time. And box 4, 16, 43, and 44 are all right next to each other under my workbench here. Well, say everything's evolved over time, so there's no logic to it at all. It's remembering it up here, which is scary. If I ever get clubbed in the head, we're all screwed, because I won't be able to find a damn thing. Neither will my wife. But Caitlin's taken a real interest in this, so I've been showing her that as much as possible. And I've got, I'm going to say 10 chainsaws that are out there in the woodshed that are going to be fixed up to be to sell, to be runners and to be sold. And they include what I picked up this past week up there in Sheridan, the road trip video. So I'm going to let her cut her teeth, so to speak, on those. Obviously, I'm going to be right there with her and trying to explain how a two-stroke works, how you go about diagnosing it, and she's helped me put 2 carburetors back together. And basically, by help, I mean I would ask her, okay, kind of what goes next, and she remembered from taking it apart. So, and that's an evolution. We all know that there's a big difference between a mechanic and a parts changer. And that's the step that all of us take as we get into the classic saw hobby. You can change, it's like an ignition system, a point system. You know that you can change points, condenser, and coil. You change all 3 of those, you're likely to have a spark. But do you need to change all 3 of those? Probably not. How do you figure out which one you need to change? That's where you evolve and become a mechanic on something, when you can actually use your gray matter, use your knowledge, and go, okay, it's not that, it's that because, and then you go, that's it. I know because this, because that condenser's outside its value. Or, oh, those points are really burned and I can't file them. It's that, you know. So that's the evolution. I'm going to try and get started with her this summer. I mean, I want her to do something other than this, obviously, when she grows up, but some of the best memories I have with my dad would be working on shit. And sometimes that's not far from the truth. I mean, some of the equipment that he managed to keep running over the years, it's like, my goodness gracious. And it was always, what do we have on hand that we can use first? You go to the store as a last resort. You exhaust everything, every junk shelf, junk bin, box, spare part off of a whole different brand, whatever, you know. And I won't say that I'm to that, but like I say, those are good memories. Working on old Chevys, you know, the old Chevy truck I have right now. Working on a Homelight Super 2 that he literally ran to the point where he pitched that saw. Now, knowing what I know now, I could have fixed it, but at that time, I mean, it had blown crank seals. That's what it had, but it wouldn't idle down, and, you know, like I say, he had literally hundreds of hours on that poor little saw, cutting first almond wood down there in California, and then everything we've got here in the Pacific Northwest. And it didn't matter if it was that big or, you know, 24 inches in diameter. It was that little Super 2 that he ran to cut that, until I got into this hobby and introduced him to a few bigger saws. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Caitlin's going to be out here. She's going to be working. She's going to be learning. And as long as she has an interest, I'm going to do my best to foster it, because, yeah, the skills you learn doing a trade, and I don't care what trade it is, it doesn't matter. They all interconnect up to a point, and they teach you things that you're never going to learn in a classroom. That real world street experience is super critical. Classroom's critical too, but you got to balance it. And so anyway, that's what this summer's going to be about. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for sticking in there with me, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.